Good morning, friends. I'm here at the Santa Ana Airport on my way up to Seattle and then off to the middle of nowhere in a very cold San Juan Islands. It'll be fun in Puget Sound. And so we're going to take you on an adventure. This is the one bit of Christmas I am finding in the airport on a very early Christmas morning at about 6 o'clock. But we've got garland. It's not quite a tree, but we're in for an adventure. So I've made it to San Jose, and there's Christmas decorations here. Way more than in Orange County, apparently. But randomly enough, there appears to be a hidden Mickey wreath. I don't know if it's supposed to be that, but I'm going to say it is. I'm going to go find some food, find my next gate, and see where we go next. already been on 2 planes. Now it's time to go on a train.
Train now arriving.
Yep.
Please stay behind the
Before
yellow
we
line.
go on a ferry, before we go on a car, and it'll be a great adventure. And right over there in the back is the Starbucks building, which you can't see right now, but I'm hoping there's another road and you'll see it through this road right there. There it is. Corporate headquarters for Starbucks. Maybe we'll get to see it again. Maybe not. We will see. It's not looking good right now.
That's what you're doing.
Well, there's the tower. Barely. For all you Starbucks fans.
He says.
And we're off the train. Next step, finding a ferry. It's actually a pretty lovely day. It's a little bit brisk, but not bad at all. Just making the walk down to the ferry terminal. And it's in about 45 minutes the next ferry, I think. So should make it no problem and have a nice leisurely stroll down to the pier. Better than that drive. And that overpass that used to be here, completely gone now. What a difference just a few months makes. And way off in the distance, here comes the ferry. Should be out of here in no time. And it's time to board the ferry. This should be a cool but fun ride. Maybe a little bit more than cool. Frigid. We should be leaving in just the next few minutes, but here is a view from the back of the ferry of downtown Seattle and the terminal and all that fun stuff. It really is beautiful today, and there's lots to be seen. It's currently 44 degrees. I'm sure once we get out on the water it'll feel a little bit cooler, and that's okay because it's a grand adventure anyway. But hopefully we'll be leaving in probably the next, 3 minutes it looks like, if they're completely on schedule. I don't see anybody else really boarding. There's a couple people walking on, but it should be a nice day for a cruise. And now as we wait to depart, another ferry is coming in. I can't quite read what it's called because the sun is in, it might be Puyallup, but I can't read it very well just because the sun is right in front of me. But it is a beautiful day. And we are finally leaving Seattle. We're here a few minutes extra just because it appears, I don't know exactly what happened, but a family was escorted off of the ferry, and now we are on our way out into the Puget Sound and off to family Christmas. By the way, I love the fish and chips at Ivar's. Is it Ivar's or Ivar's? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Doesn't get a whole lot better than this. Except for maybe in the summer. A little bit warmer. The wind is definitely a bit brisk. Goodbye, Seattle. Next stop, Bremerton. So the wind's picked up a little bit. We are heading out of Seattle over my right shoulder, which would be your left, I think, as you're looking at me. You can see the Space Needle. Over behind me there is where we came from, and then on the other side is where we're going. There's not a whole lot to see yet. We'll go look at that later. The wind's picking up a little bit. It's nice though. It's brisk. Definitely cooling off my hands and feeling the cheeks a little bit. But it's a good test for this microphone. We'll see how this does. And next stop is Bremerton, maybe via a cup of coffee in the galley. So this is the beginning of our trip, where we are going on our way to Bremerton over the course of about an hour. You start out with a wide expanse, and then you end up going through some much thinner narrows before you finally arrive in Bremerton, which is always a lot of fun. They got a big bridge and a warship there that's you can actually tour. That's a lot of fun. I've showed it before on other vlogs coming up here. But it's not nearly as windy as I was expecting, although it is quite cool. But it's making for a very pleasant crossing, and really this should be the windiest part, I believe. So we'll see how the rest of the trip goes. As we look back from where we came, it's really pretty to see the snow on the mountains behind the Space Needle. I don't know if you can hear this because it's pretty loud with the motors going, or engines, or whatever they are. But it really is a beautiful afternoon. The only thing that make it cooler, I mean, as long as you're gonna be cold, might as well snow. It's supposed to be between about 33 and 42 degrees the whole time we're up here, and it'll be great. But if you're gonna be cold, you might as well have it snow, right? So that would be my Christmas miracle, is if it would snow, like those mountains right there. So pretty. The wind has arrived, as has some kelp. It looks like a car transport ship off in the distance. I don't know how well you can see it. The screen is pretty small. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. There's wood, birds, some garbage, unfortunately. All together. And then we got another ferry coming along too. The wind's definitely picking up, so we're going to go up here, basically around this point, head off to the right, and then we'll go through this wonderful pass. But I bet if we were on the next ferry, would be an awesome sunset tonight. We'll see if we get one. I think we're going to be just a little bit early. We'll see. But it is really cool seeing that ship and then the ferry coming as well. And with that, I think it's time for a warm beverage. I hope they have coffee. Before I go in for coffee, another fun thing to see is Mount Rainier off in the distance. And there goes our ferry ahead of the sunset, heading into Seattle. Beautiful evening. Afternoon, I guess. It's only like 3:30. And there is our last view of Seattle for today, as we round the point and head off to Bremerton. And I think these right here are actually for fish, and they're fish farms. I don't entirely know what, but this is where we're headed next, is right through here into the Windy Narrows. Now I'm really gonna go get coffee. I keep procrastinating because I keep seeing cool things. And a little bit of info about our vessel. Kind of cool. It's almost brand new. And that's where we go next. I think this is one of my favorite parts, just because it does feel like you're kind of on an exploration, even though there's lots of houses everywhere. But My grandfather was a commercial fisherman in the 50s. He did a lot of commercial fishing in the Puget Sound, but he also went up to Alaska. So I guess this kind of makes me imagine what he experienced and went through on a much, much smaller boat. I believe his boat was like 32 feet or something. And you think of all that he did in the 50s on a 32-foot trawler by himself, and it's really quite impressive. And then way off in the distance is our destination. I don't know if you can see those construction tower kind of looking things, but that is where we will end up. And it's been a beautiful evening for afternoon. I keep calling it an evening, but a beautiful afternoon for a sail. The sun is gorgeous. The water is pretty. Seeing a few birds. It's very quiet on this Christmas afternoon, which it turns out is a great day to travel on a plane, on a train, on a boat. I guess a car is next, but I probably won't film that. And up ahead is our final destination. You can see the destroyer on the right. I'm forgetting the name at the moment. Navy base is on the left. Town is in the middle and everywhere else, I guess. Sun is now hidden a bit, but it's still a beautiful afternoon. I almost said evening again, for a ferry ride on the Puget Sound. One thing to note, I don't know if you can see it in here, but there's a log up ahead off to the right or starboard, and we've had to go around a lot of them today. I'm guessing there's been some weather or something that blew them around and pushed them around, and so it seems like there's a few more logs than there were this summer. Guess it was summer? I guess spring when I was here last. But what a very nice day for a cruise. I know you're tired of hearing me say it now, but it's true. I always enjoy this view too as I'm getting into town. There's this really cool arching bridge that connects one side of town to the other, and it's fun to drive over. But it's a really fun, it's not really a walking town. You can go around just down here by the pier and in the little downtown area, but there's really not a whole lot of things to do beyond what you see right in the front of us. So the warship, the boats, I guess you could go. I think there's some fishing excursions you can do, and then the ferries. There is a hotel there. Actually, it might be a couple of them. I can't remember. And there is a kind of like a gardens that represent the submarines of the Puget Sound as well, I believe. And that's kind of fun to walk through as well. And it's right next to the ferry terminal. But really, if you're going to do anything, you probably want to Uber or have a car or something, or get a friend to pick you up, because once you get past there, it's mostly a whole lot of houses and walking, and the cool stuff is further away. There is a submarine museum that you can go to, and then you can go further off, and there's some really cool parks and things to check out that I've enjoyed through the years as well. And we are making our way into Bremerton as the sun gets lower and the colors get more vibrant, and it is perfect. What a gorgeous night to be coming into Bremerton. The sun will be setting soon. just slightly breezy. It's about 42 degrees, which really isn't too bad. And we are now in Bremerton. Hope you've enjoyed my trip up north today on planes, trains, and now a ferry. I'm gonna go hop in the car, go hang out with family. As always, we hope to see you in the parks. Take a moment to subscribe to DAPs Magic so you don't miss any of our articles that are Disney and geek news. Also take a moment to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos that we have coming as well. We've got a lot coming in the new year. It's going to be an exciting year with Rise of the Resistance arriving next month. And then in the summer, we'll get Avengers Campus over at Disney California Adventure. We will be covering all of that. But for now, we're just going to let this ferry come in and park, mooring it, I don't know, come up to the dock and enjoy the sights and scenes of Bremerton. Just in case you forgot it was Christmas, we've got Santa and an elf coming on board to take over. Oh, and a reindeer, it looks like. The next leg of this ferry's journey. And another Santa. Merry Christmas, everybody. See you in the parks.